Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jo, the Learner Lawyer. I hope you are doing well. Things have been going a little bit crazy down the Katie Jo without a crystal ball rabbit hole thing at the moment. And I thought we would go on a detour. We're going to go down that rabbit hole tonight. As I said, I don't generally like covering her because it's a bit depressing, to be honest with you, and quite shocking. And so, like all things, you need to do it in moderation. So we're going to do it in moderation today. And we're just going to have a look and see how we are. Hello, Bella. How are you? Good to see you. So we're going to first of all start at this at her Facebook, because her Facebook is where most of the action is. Hi, Vedandra. I just watched your plan and heard you need motivation. Thank you, Vedandra. She says every time for panic attack, I'll put your plan with me videos in the camera again. Well, that's cool. It's interesting because, as I said, I was really that plan with me was a disaster because I couldn't find anything. And it's funny because as soon as I stopped filming, my scissors appeared. Oh dear. So anyway, this I just want to look at a few comments. So we're going to start from yesterday. Well, there's a live there from yesterday. There were two lives yesterday, I think. Yeah, there's a couple of lives. So we're going to really look at her stuff. So this is so it's interesting that she's put what I find to be really interesting, you can't comment at this point. The broadcaster chose to apply this setting. She's limited who can comment on this post. So she's limited. I don't know how, it's really interesting that she's done. She's limited who can watch. Hello, plan to create. How are you? So we're going to watch this. And this one's an hour, and then the next one's 50 minutes. But I have to admit, I haven't watched them. So this is going to be an interesting journey like me. But I know that she's still going after everybody. And for me, there's here we go. Oh, and for some reason, we've got subtitles as well. So someone says, I honestly can't even watch 5 minutes because she's so unbearable. I think people are either brainwashed by her crew, or when they ask, she blocks them and puts them down in such an awful way. That's interesting. Isn't that an interesting... we'll turn off the... All right. Now, the other interesting thing is that the process service have been unable to sue to process the documents on the Chrisley to sue with the Chrisley lawsuit. They're being returned. So that's going to be interesting to see how she plays out. Did you see that Emma posted a new video in 9 minutes? Yes, I did, actually. I'm predicting another spiral. But then some of the stuff that's been said about Molly haven't been very good either. And, of course, CC Suarez did a deep dive, the other day as well, which I don't know whether you've seen it. I've put that in the description below. I actually found it was a very balanced video. Very balanced. And, again, it was all about her words. Some old videos where she said certain things. And of course, in my opinion, she hasn't comprehended what the request was. It's funny because it was Todd, I think there was a video on Twitter the other day that showed Todd that said, decent people would actually write to the person that they're going to do a video on and ask for an opinion. Well, that's what CC did. So we're going to watch this. We'll see how we feel after this one. We might only get through one, but we'll go through the rest of Facebook and see what happens. Yeah. Look, I'm not a fan of Molly Golightly either. However, I don't think she's somebody that's really going to she's not taken too kindly to the all her information coming out.
Ooh, I got a cat legitimately walking in on me. I got a cat walking in on me, you guys. There's a cat in the computer. There's a cat in the computer.
What on earth is that all about? Oh, there's a cat in the... Where's the mouse?
How is everyone?
And what is with the fake voice?
There's a cat in the computer. Oh my goodness. There's a cat in the computer. He's rubbing up on the microphone, y'all. Rubbing up on the microphone. He's knocking things down. Oh, and now we got 2 cats coming in here.
I don't know what to say.
Okay. It's Friday. It's Friday evening, and I have not done anything on my YouTube channel today. I was in the process of trying to get some things done, and then I just kept getting distracted. I don't talk about politics on this channel, but yeah, lots of political things that have been...
Does she get sponsored posts now? Interesting.
Going on today. So I was kind of paying attention to that and got a bit distracted. And my cat is literally still... well, thank you, Frankie. Bria. My cat is literally still headbutting my microphone. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but what is he doing?
What is he doing? I don't know what the kitty cat's doing. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. Pussycat, pussycat, I love you.
GIF, yes. Okay, yeah, so I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. One thing that I was looking at earlier today was I checked in on Josh Duggar.
Now, is that a cat's water bowl there, just here, in the middle of the floor? And why did she need to check in on Josh Duggar?
And his computer has finally been forfeited. So the computer that he used to download and receive the most horrific content out on the internet is now property of the U.S. government, who has plans to get rid of the computer.
Oh, dear me.
The order was signed yesterday by Judge Timothy Brooks in Arkansas Western District Court in the U.S. government. It says that on May 26th, 2022, the court entered a preliminary order of forfeiture in the case in accordance with the Penal Code 32.2b, Doc 160, And the order for forfeiture was a HP desktop all-in-one model, which was the one where they found all the content on. And it said the HP was, they required to publish a notice of the order pursuant to some other penal code and incorporating a reference to another law. On June 29th of 2022, the attorney for the United States filed a notice of proof of publication showing that 30 days notice of the court's preliminary order of forfeiture was advertised on forfeiture.gov. I didn't even know that's where they...
Well, here we go. We're going to find out something she didn't know.
Posted stuff that forfeited, but...
Guess what we're going to find out now, next? She'll be on there looking for all the Grizzlies stuff.
Nobody claimed the party. So nobody filed a claim against Josh's computer, you guys. Not one person filed a claim against it. So this now becomes...
Won't they just clean it up? Won't they delete everything and sell it? Isn't that what they do?
Final, and the computer is now owned by the U.S.
Why is that an exciting thing?
government. So, yeah. Thank goodness we got rid of Josh Duggar's computer. That's good news.
We got rid of Josh Duggar's computer. Wow. Stop the presses.
Life swap. I don't know what that is. Wife swap? Okay. So, Josh's computer is no longer a part. Someone said, are you going to address exposed comments about the father reaching out for money? I actually don't.
I mean, somebody's excited because their computer got forfeited. That's normal procedure.
Follow exposed page at all. I unfollowed them and I actually blocked them from here because they're trying to now micromanage my own platform, which I just don't agree with. Like, it's nobody's business to manage another person's platform.
Really? Let me just take that back again.
So, Josh's computer is no longer a part. Someone said, are you going to address exposed comments about the father reaching out for money? I actually don't follow exposed page at all. I unfollowed them and I actually blocked them from here because they're trying to now micromanage my own platform, which I just don't agree with. Like, it's nobody's business to manage another person's platform. It's as long as you're following the guidelines of the platform that you're on, what you do on your platform is your business.
Okay. Interesting, isn't it? What you do on that platform is your business. Okay. All right. We'll remember that, Katie.
And it's nobody else's job to expose in terms of trying to end your career. So I don't know what he said or what he didn't say. I only know my own experience with the Jacksons.
So there you go. It's nobody's business when she's talking about her platform, but it's everybody else's when it's somebody else's page, or it's her business.
No, you meant wife swap. Not life swap. Wife swap. But I don't really care about wife swap. She was on wife swap, but that's kind of irrelevant right now.
Yes, that's irrelevant. You're talking about the wrong person. You should be talking about me.
I don't micromanage at all. I don't care what other people do on their platforms. I don't tell people what to do on their platforms. I don't try to end people's. You're dismissing my comment, okay? But Chris, you asked me if I'm going to address their comments.
What? There's ads in here? No way. Really?
First of all, I don't know what their comment was to address. Second of all, I don't know about him reaching out around money. I can only tell you the text messages that I received from Wynette, but I can't tell you about what Exposed said on a page that I haven't read, on a post I didn't read, in a situation that. Why do I have to respond to like what every single person says in this situation?
Hello, Sky Positive. How are you? Good. Interestingly enough, as well, is she's very good at saying I don't watch it, but seems to have an idea of what it's about. I mean, with CC Cerez, I think it must be in the next one, she talks about the video, but she hadn't seen it. I've linked it below. As I said, I thought it was well balanced. There are ads, but she doesn't make money. Oh, that's good.
They want proof that they asked for donations. Well, Wynette, the first person to post the Cash App was the first person to post the Cash App was Molly.
It's always deflection.
And so I spoke to them, but she had texted me multiple times about money. I don't what
Oh, the name says no. I sarcastic. KJ said she doesn't make money, but there are ads. Well, that's right. That's interesting, isn't it? And CC Cerez stated that as well. Showed the clip where she said she didn't make any money.
I'm not the one that posted their Cash App. I'm not the one that. I mean, I did one day and I took it down when they asked me to. Who's the ones that have been posting their Cash App? Not me. Molly. Why aren't these same go to Molly's page? She's the one that's been running it on her little like thing on the bottom.
Oh, she knows all about what Molly's up to, isn't she? Don't look at me. Look at them.
Why don't you guys ask Molly? Ask Molly that question, okay? Because I'm not the one that has been posting about the situation.
Really? It wasn't me. It was the other person.
And collecting donations for them.
Look at the face.
Then ask Molly if she will provide proof that they asked for money for donations. I did not create a Cash App for the Jacksons.
The allegation is that she did, didn't she? As I said, I don't know. And you can hear her clicking. You can hear her going blockety block 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 block.
That wasn't me. I had nothing to do with their Cash App. I put it one time on my page and then I removed it. Let's see what. I don't know. It's Molly that's had the fundraising nonstop on her page. So why don't you ask Molly that question? All they told me was that
there goes the cat. Look, the cat's gone out of here. Or is that the wardrobe? Is that the wardrobe? Or is it the door? That might be the wardrobe, is it? Blockety block 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 block.
Okay, I don't know. What do you mean? Jessica says they didn't ask for donations, but somehow their bank details were input. I had nothing to do with their Cash App. I did not post it.
If you can, the more you get somebody talking, the more their story comes unhinged. Fact. If they're not telling the truth.
Why aren't you asking these questions to the people who have been posting the Cash App on their channels for weeks? Ask them. I was not part of that. I posted it once on my page.
For somebody that had nothing to do with it, she's really going, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. Just say it wasn't you and then move on.
I love you too. Oh, thank you. T-shirt, so cute.
So it says, what is being said is that you said in a post, they, the Jacksons, asked you to post that Cash App and they want to see they asked you to post for donations. They're not focused on you. They are focused on you, not Molly. It's kind of hyper-focused situation, saying it was not all you, not them, and then you removed it out of spite when they no longer wanted to cause unnecessary drama. I didn't post the cat. I posted it, then deleted it. Yes. The cat has no name, just calls it cat. No, I think, is that Roden or hello, Roden, or what's the other one called?
Yeah, I didn't set up Cash Apps for anyone at all.
Why does she keep going to her phone? Like, if she hasn't set it up or she didn't set it up, why does she keep picking up her phone and looking at it?
Yeah, why are all these pages focused on me and why is no one asking these questions to Molly? I actually spoke to Wynette on the phone, and this was after Molly had posted the Cash App the night before, and we were on the phone, and we were talking about it, and she had mentioned that their whole savings account was unloaded as a result, and I said, oh, I'm glad to see that Molly posted your Cash App, And then I said, I'm happy to post it here if you'd like me to. And she said, sure, please go ahead. It was over the phone. And then I posted it, and then she asked me to take it down within an hour.
How does that make any sense? I don't know.
I mean, innocent? Yeah. Honestly.
They're claiming innocence, apparently.
Why aren't they asking? You know, the amazing part of all of this is the amount of deflection that's happening because I simply asked questions about
deflection.
the entire situation.
Okay, and then it says, think we will all find out when uni is done with this. Really? Uni? Someone please tell her subscribers, why would she tell them to go ask Molly? KJ Logic, why isn't everyone going to attack Molly and the crew? Why are they picking at my lies? Don't look at me, look at them. I'm the victim. I think, there's some connection errors, Bella. So, yeah. So I'm sorry about that. I can't do much about that.
Any of those questions. As far as what I know that I had conversations with a lot of people and I was done with the entirety of it by July 20th, or like I knew that this was going the wrong direction by July 13th, and I stopped trying to play on their side, not because I was on a side, but everyone was trying to protect people and get out a specific narrative, and that's not how a situation is supposed to be. If you're supposed to report on a situation, you're supposed to report all sides.
Okay, did you just hear that? You're supposed to report all sides. Did you hear that? Take that back a little bit.
As far as what I know that I had conversations with a lot of people and I was done with the entirety of it by July 20th, or like I knew that this was going the wrong direction by July 13th, and I stopped trying to play on their side, not because I was on a side, but everyone was trying to protect people and get out a specific narrative, and that's not how a situation is supposed to be. If you're supposed to report on a situation, you're supposed to report all sides. And here,
famous last words. Supposed to report all sides. I'd like to see all sides, Katie.
Here we are. It's August 12th. Literally, by the way, nothing has been charged. No one's been charged in anything.
You're right, CSM4 family. Her t-shirt does say it all. A bit of a tea bag. In a bit of a fantasy land, hey?
We don't know anything about Vaughn at this point because there are no updates. Because the only person that has any updates on Vaughn happens to be Andrea, and she's not speaking to anyone. But what I was trying to share with you today is just...
But remember, she said about a minute ago she was done with the situation. But now she's talking about the situation again.
There was a lot of questions coming at me from the Ultimate Deception page, trying to accuse me of just like all these things. And I just want to remind Ultimate Deception that it was their account that was going to expose that Brittany was involved with Letitia. And I said I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't want to step on their toes to put the story out. If they shared it, I would post it and share. They never posted about Letitia's involvement with Brittany, who went to prison in 2017 for impersonating a lawyer.
Oh, okay. So now we're bringing up all the dirt again, hey? I don't know what the fact that everybody has got, why everybody's past has anything to do with the fact that Marvin is actually in a coma.
Okay, that's what they put out a post on their page, like, Letitia, we need to talk to you. So they never put out the notice about Brittany.
Now someone's named another creator in here, and she's now going to go do a search and see what she can find on that creator.
As far as like all these creators like going live about me every day, the only reason I believe that they're doing this is because they don't want to talk about the actual situation for what it is, or they're hiding their own problems, or they're trying to hide their own part of the story. I
don't have any part of the story. I've got no idea what's going on. I don't know who to believe. All I know is that there is a Marine or some type of veteran in a coma in hospital, and the family wants to see him. That's all I know.
I am not here to argue with anyone or get into a fight. You know, I think at the end of the day, if you guys are gonna get big clicks and views talking about me, and you're not going to evaluate the totality of the people that were involved. I mean, my question to you guys would be, isn't it weird that all of the people, that a lot of the admins of this movement to cancel Dre were actual people that worked with her at Paparazzi that wanted her fired? They wanted her fired from Paparazzi. Like, admins literally telling me that they work at Paparazzi and they want her fired from Paparazzi. Doesn't that seem a little bit suspect? Is that really a justice for Vaughn, or is that I want...
No, here we go. We got another stupid ad.
I'd like to give thanks to my family. They didn't treat me differently, didn't treat me like a cancer patient. Thanks to my mum for being such a good sport with putting up with all my stupid jokes. It was a good distraction.
Great. I think I'll stick to Lumbergirl next time. I don't have to worry about all the ads.
Ray fired because she's my competitor, and I don't like her, and I don't want to. I don't have to go around her anymore, and
So, again, she's still on this subject.
I don't like how much money she's making. I want her fired. I mean, trying to create this, and they know full well that they're not supposed to be involved in this kind of stuff because they're using sock accounts, right? I mean, it doesn't concern any of you that people that started this movement were direct competitors of her. That,
again, where's the proof? Where's the proof? I don't know where the proof is.
Wanted her fired.
Now, interestingly, her chat's now saying Team Dre. This has gotten out of hand.
They wanted her fired from the company.
Like, I don't...
Do you think that they might have My dog isn't in the lounge. Do you think that they honestly had good intentions with this? Whether it's canceled or fired, I'm just saying, like, they wanted her removed from paparazzi. Do you think their intentions...
Again, she's looking at the phone. What is it about the phone? Why is she checking the phone? Again, where's the proof? Because I'm not seeing proof. There's been no proof shown that the people are behind it. Where is the proof? It may be true. It may be true, but you just can't make up things. And, then when people are asking for proof and evidence, you get really upset over it. I'm still on listen here. Oh, I need to. All right.
Are valid, right? When they're trying to paint a narrative and frame a situation that may or may not be what it is. Right? I mean, when an admin is telling me when an admin is literally telling me the amount of money that Andrea made, why is an admin telling me the amount of money that she made? It may have been true back in January of 2020, but she made $96,000 in 1 month alone, and that was through her sales. So we already know that's a lie. And I think she's one rank above me, which means she's making at least $20K a month. So yes, that's not her for-profit for sure. I was still pretty much broke even when I was making good money. LOL. What about the money she makes through her social media?
KJ didn't provide a single proof of anything this whole time. Every screenshot she posted something else. Exactly. And don't forget that when she posts them on Instagram and Facebook, they're highly edited as well because she covers a lot of the stuff. I need to see the context. I need to see the context of what is said. Not just edited screenshots. But that's just me, Hey, Dom. Doom.
I woke up this morning so pissed at paparazzi. I'm the one who made the post that Molly read on her live that morning, and I don't know if I already told you this, but I'm deep undercover, LOL, as I am kind of a high-ranking elite paparazzi consultant who, for obvious reasons, I cannot reveal myself yet. But as soon as I'm able to quit, I sure will come forward as myself.
Interesting. Again, she showed something on her phone, and now she's reading it. But again, do I know that it's true? I don't know.
She knows she can't reveal herself because she knows that there's actually a rule in paparazzi that you can't disparage other consultants, right? I don't like the fact that she uses all of these other products and the Kratom and all of that. But is that reason to cancel someone that's your direct competitor? And then she says, but the fact that they have refused to do anything about her, I just can no longer stand behind this company. And I've been with them for almost 7 years. So this person...
Well, then they can quit.
Can't stand with this company because they'll fire Dre. This is the same company that held a convention in the middle...
Well, then that person should quit. If Dre is earning a heap of money for the company, they're not going to sack her. It's a bit like a certain YouTuber who makes a huge amount of money on YouTube for YouTube. They're not going to sack him. They're not going to do anything about that person. We all know who we're talking about. Why? Because they make a huge amount of money. Facebook won't do anything about said person either, because why? They are making a bit of money for them. Unfortunately, money is what talks in this world. As much as I hate it, it's the truth. So
Of a pandemic, and like over a dozen consultants died because they didn't follow the guidelines for social distancing and masks. And her breaking point with the company isn't that they scrubbed those consultants from their page. Her breaking point with the company isn't that the jewelry might contain lead. Her breaking point is that they won't fire Dre. Why?
Well, ask her that.
I can't leave them because it's my sole source of income for 7 years now, and I need to replace it before I leave.
Didn't she just say the woman said she made no money, but now it's her sole source of income? Come on. Pull the other one and play God Save the Queen.
I'm a single mom. I quit my nursing job because immediately I was making way more money than nursing. So she's waking up pissed because paparazzi won't fire her.
Well, the subs are saying she doesn't have to prove anything, which I think is wrong. I think she needs to prove it. And again, I don't know what she's reading from.
I mean, you can be mad that she's doing these things, but law enforcement hasn't arrested her. There's been no charges against her so far for child abuse or child neglect. No charges against her for the suicide attempt by Vaughn. It's been almost.
Well, I don't believe that's been ruled on, has it? That's what it is. I mean, everybody's assuming it, but remember what happens when you assume.
3 months, you guys, since all of this happened. So it's because high-ranking officials got canceled for doing less. So they wanted her canceled for cross-promoting. Her cancellation had nothing to do with this. Paparazzi isn't going to remove a person from their sales because their husband attempted suicide. How horrible would they look if they did that? There was no charges filed against her, so how are they going to remove her for committing a crime? Their argument was cross-promotion. That's why they wanted her removed.
Again, I don't know what this has got anything to do with the price of eggs.
So you're not, all this other stuff, they can't fire her for. And it's her business, yes. She's an independent consultant. they can remove you if you violate their code of. They have like a code of conduct or like guidelines that you have to follow. I mean, one of them is you can't disparage your fellow consultants. So a lot of them knew that what they were doing was wrong. And if I look right now, the policies and procedures.
And of course, she's not showing her screen.
Regarding they have an entire section just on disparaging remarks, which says consultants may not use disparaging remarks in relation to paparazzi corporate, staff, employees.
Who wants to make a bet that she'll out the person that's contacted her at some point in time? Who wants to make a bet on that?
Directors, officers, or any other representative of paparazzi, including but not limited to other independent consultants. Consultants are to conduct their business with positivity and a manner to uplift everyone. Comments made by consultants that may be negative in nature and relate to another person's potentially damaging their own business, the businesses of others, and the paparazzi brand. Consultants should be courteous, polite, and always seek an amicable resolution to any agreement or dispute. Owners of social media sites, forums, blogs, or community pages are responsible to ensure that all messaging and content by contributors to those pages remain positive, uplifting, and supportive of the paparazzi business.
So there you go. I would just start making bets. Okay, KJ, I'll be a millionaire in a matter of weeks. That is true, Vidandra. I think we all would be. Because I'm certain that she'll out the person at some point in time.
Business, operations, operators, consultants, and programs. All comments made on any such site are the sole responsibility of the owner to monitor, and any violation or disparaging comments made on such forums will be also the responsibility of the site owner or manager as if they were made by them directly. You're saying she's Marissa? See, I don't know. I have a couple sound clips of her. Let me see if I can play you.
Oh! Someone said it's, what, Marissa?
I mean, if she cross-promotes, all they can do is report her, and if they don't take her down, they don't take her down. But is this the way to take her down? Because I know they have a way. Here's what she sounds like.
I'm trying to get a hold of the main admin of the Ultimate Deception page because I know they have a way. They said they've downloaded every video. But it's weird. You think they asked me to help run the page, and I do, but yet I.
Hey, we didn't even have to go very far before she outed the person because she's just played their audio clip. So somebody's going to recognize that voice and put two and two together.
So this video is good. We need to get this video because she even is saying right now in here that Oasis, when they hooked up to the biofeedback back.
Let me see if I can get another one.
The main admin of the Ultimate Deception.
Unbelievable. Do. Unbelievable. I cannot believe that.
Is acting weird. I hope you don't mind me leaving a quick voice text because I was just going to say maybe if they would act on it sooner and...
Oh, hold on. So I told her that CPS CPS was getting so many. And I was like trying to explain to her that maybe people should back off from reporting her. So I contacted her and I said, like, listen, they've had like 7,000 calls. Maybe you all.
I thought it was 10,000 calls, and how do you know that they've had how many calls they've had? Because they don't tell you. There's no way they would tell you how many calls they had.
Could back off of telling people to contact her in the groups. And
is acting weird. I hope you don't mind me leaving a quick voice text, because I was just going to say, maybe if they would act on it sooner and so people can see something is happening, maybe they would, people would back down from calling, because, that's not good that other people can't get through, but they need to make a move. And the thing is, if they really told her 10 days, that's kind of ridiculous, don't you think? Because Drake could do anything in those 10 days. She could take off in those 10 days. She could, anything that was in their system could come out. I don't know. I just wish that they would have kind of acted immediately.
so it wasn't, her response wasn't that people should stop reporting. Her response was, well, if CPS would have responded more, maybe this wouldn't happen.
Who was it that told everybody about the CPS? Can I read some of the comments? Yeah, I can read some of the comments. So this one says, all they would have to do is to see information about the Cash App and the Jacksons is look down your page. You posted the convo between you and his wife said about the Cash App. So she's still getting called out over the Cash App stuff.
Maybe if they just kept acting sooner, and frustrated that CPS gave Dre, opportunities to have the kids checked out by doctors. So her response is, well, wasn't that we're going to stop telling people to report. It was, well, they should have done something sooner.
Isn't that another narrative that somebody else has? So did Dre get into trouble? They need to make a move. How she know what they are doing? People act like they know what's going on 24/7 in this woman's life.
They don't need any more reports. And I was trying to explain to her, this was from, I think, July, I don't even know, 11th, telling her that they didn't need any more reports. I did post the conversation with her about the Cash App. But yeah, she left me several voice memos like that.
They all have monetized Facebook pages, so they all bring in money, including the Matt Scoots.
Careful that the one is acting weird. I hope you don't.
I don't know if anyone recognizes her voice or not.
So she's just outed the woman by playing a clip and saying, I don't know if anyone recognizes her voice or not. Really? That's pretty tacky, in my opinion, to do that. Why would you do that at all to somebody? It's just, why?
Yeah, she said that CPS needed to make a move and that they would stop reporting if CPS would actually do their job. So their only goal was to get the kids removed. Like everything else, nothing else was optional.
But how? I don't know. I mean, they just can't go and remove kids because people have said so. They need to investigate. And if they don't have any evidence that there's an issue, they're not going to remove the kids. And if it's anything like what they do in Australia, taking the kids away from the parents is the last resort, because it's so murky and mucky.
So you have people that have it in for Dre, right? That are starting this movement and helping Bond's mom, biological mom.
So is that an allegation? Is that an allegation that she's saying that it's all set up? Because it sounds like it's an allegation, and again, without proof, you just can't say what you like.
It's just sort of, you have to listen to Marissa's voice. It's the same. I watched Marissa's page and I didn't think it was the same. If you have the link, I didn't think it sounded like her either.
So now she's an audio expert and she can determine who's, I don't know, not the same voice. What they're not you see, I really don't know about any of this, but all I know is that his mother needed to go see him. She was able to go see him, and that was through raised money. Anything else beyond that, I've got no idea about.
When I was watching Marissa's page, Marissa has a raspy voice.
And she just submits. She watches her page. When I was watching Marissa's page, have a listen.
So you have people that have it in for Dre, right? That are starting this movement and helping Bond's mom, biological mom. It's just sort of, you have to listen to Marissa's voice. It's the same. I watched Marissa's page and I didn't think it was the same.
She didn't think it was the same. Of course, you can't challenge her.
If you have the link, I didn't think it sounded like her either. When I was watching Marissa's page, Marissa has a raspy voice, and this woman does not have a raspy voice.
Why would she even go there and even put the name out?
Yeah, I don't think it's Dre. I don't think it's Marissa.
Just getting Dre and Marissa.
I think she had plenty of people that had it in for her. I watched Marissa's page after someone posted it, and I didn't think it sounded the same at all. Play it again.
Play it again, Sam. Someone says, I don't think it sounded like her either, but she's always yelling.
If you have a link to Marissa's...
acting weird. I hope you don't mind me leaving a quick voice text, because I was just going to say, maybe if they sooner and so people can see something's happening, maybe they would, people would back down from calling, because, that's not good that other people can't get through, but they need to make a move. And the thing is, if they really told her 10 days, that's kind of ridiculous, don't you think? Because Dre could do anything in those 10 days. she could take off in those 10 days. She could, anything that was in their system could come out. I don't know. I just wish that they would have kind of acted immediately.
I don't know that they act immediately. They've got to investigate. As I said, they just don't take kids away from homes unless there is a reason for urgently. They don't do it. Then, hello, Bo. Someone says, hi, KJ. I wanted to let you know I left Cece a review on her video. Check it out. Ha ha. So I'm sure Cece's very... As I said, I've linked Cece's video. I actually thought it was fairly fair.
It doesn't sound like Marissa to me. I don't really care what Cece... Honestly, what Cece says to me is very irrelevant.
Okay, here we go. She's going to now start on Cece. Let me put that in my little bookie.
Because she had a woman on her channel named Charlotte who's on probation, felony probation, and who has judgments with the state, like who just doesn't like me. Like and Cece's goal is to end me. That's just a weird goal, and like to announce that is weird because
she obviously didn't watch the video because Cece said she did not believe in ending people. She didn't believe in cancel culture. She said that. She's obviously not watched the video. And I think Cece mentions in one of... writes a comment to say, you've obviously not watched my video, and she gets blocked and banned.
If you actually want to harm someone's business in that way, you can get sued. I mean, I don't know why she thinks that her exposed video is going to do anything more to me.
And don't forget that there was a clip that was played that KJ said that her business was not suffering. It was going stronger than ever, which, again, means that there is no harm. For defamation, you actually have to prove that there's a harm done. And if there's no monetary harm, and as she's saying, her business is growing, then she has no claim. She might be able to do mental harm. She might be able to have another type of, prove another type of loss, but you can't brag about having no financial loss and then say you're harming my business. It doesn't work that way. Does not work that way. I'm sorry, KJ. It does not work that way.
Than all the 8,000 million exposed videos that are already out there. And it's always so weird because you guys, every time these people run to people and say, I have a story for you about Katie, it's literally a lie that they've created or a scenario they've created about me. Yes, Charlotte is a felon. If you have Marissa's page, I will play her videos. I can't find it.
Someone's put here, isn't Cece a corn chip? Now, there was something about the fact she didn't know what a corn chip was.
Someone thought it was someone named Monica.
No way! She's just said the person's name.
I don't know. That's who someone told me. They thought her name was Monica. But like everyone's exposed me, and it's always over lies. So, and I tried to explain that to Cece, and she thinks she knows. Cece thinks she knows more about my life than I know about my life. So.
Oh. Someone says, I'm disappointed with Cece's deep dive. All she did was regurgitate the same garbage that's already out there. I actually didn't think so. I mean, I would disagree with that, and I'm sure that other people would too. And the thing is that she showed receipts. If you're going to say something, you're going to show receipts.
And why doesn't she focus on Molly? Oh, so she did a deep dive. Yes, Charlotte on the web is a felon. And if her deep dive is going to be off like false information, it's, you know, Terry, I'm going to suspend you. Like, people that are watching her videos, like, you guys, come on now. Everything that she's going to put out there about me has already been debunked.
All right, see you, Bella. Everything's already out there that's already been debunked. Really? Her own... She's not watched it, has she?
And she interviewed Charlotte.
And again, how does she, if she hasn't watched, she's again putting out a false narrative, because if you've watched the video, she talks about how she hasn't actually interviewed Charlotte. She's been on Charlotte's page, she's interacted, but she's not actually interviewed her.
Felon. On probation.
She makes it sound like that is the worst thing that you could do, is be on probation. It must be good to be able to sit on in an ivory tower and cast judgment upon all the world, hey?
No, it's not fair, because she has bad information and she wants to ruin me. And
look at the face on her. You know, she's definitely playing that narrative. Definitely going off.
She was snarky, and I'm not interested in her. So I'm going to move on.
Isn't it, as I said, you need to watch something to be able to comment on it.
Why isn't she focusing on Molly? Why isn't she focusing on Molly?
Again, we're deflecting. Don't look at me. Look at everybody else. What about them? It isn't fair.
A lot of the people that have given her information are criminals. And
no way. Did you just say that? No, someone did say, but what does being a felon have to do with anything? It doesn't mean. A lot of the people that gave her are criminals. Prove it. Prove it.
she did a deep dive. Yes, Charlotte on the web is a felon. And if her deep dive is going to be off like false information, it's, you know, Terry, I'm going to suspend you. Like,
Bye-bye, Terry.
people that are watching her videos, like, you guys, come on now. Everything that she's going to put out there about me has already been debunked. And she interviewed Charlotte, a felon, on probation.
Who interviewed somebody that's on the registry for I know we all know who we're talking about, but that's okay, because that was making her story look good about Josh Duggar. But apparently nobody else is allowed to have anybody on their channel that's had some type of record or has done anything wrong.
No, it's not fair because she has bad information and she wants to ruin me. And she was snarky and I'm not interested in her. So I'm going to move on.
Oh, dear me.
Why isn't she focusing on Molly? Why isn't she focusing on Molly? A lot of the people that have given her information are criminals. And all of their information is irrelevant. And why? What does my past have to do? Charlotte is currently on probation until 2023 for flagrant non-support of children in Kentucky. She lost custody of her kids. She owes the
She's actually really enjoying this, isn't she?
state more than $5,000. And in 2020, they almost revoked her probation for non-payment.
She's really loving this, isn't
And she has a judgment with the state because of it. And she's on probation. And that does matter. Absolutely. And Charlotte's career depends on hating me. She literally profits off hating me.
Oh, another stupid ad. Oh, wow. Look at Michelle Bridges.
Well,
someone says here, if you keep talking about them, you're giving them all your energy. Yes, that's right. Seriously, don't even talk about CC. It was a waste of time to do the video.
flagrant non-support means that it's a felony in the state of Kentucky.
Of course, now she's got to Google it because she doesn't know the answer.
She was indicted in 2016, and a person is guilty of flagrant non-support when he or she persistently fails to provide support which he or she can reasonably provide and which the person knows he or she has a duty to provide by virtue of a court or administrative order to a minor, a child, a judged, mentally disabled, an indignant spouse, or an indignant parent, and the failure results in a rearager of not less than $2,500 or 6 consecutive months.
Carol says Charlotte's kids are 30 years old. Oh, okay. I don't know. And to be perfectly honest, I don't care. But, obviously Katie does.
Without payment or support, the dependent may have been placed in destitute circumstances for the purposes of this paragraph. It shall be prima facie evidence that a dependent has been
It's prima facie.
Placed in destitute circumstance if the dependent is a recipient of public assistance as defined by this. A person has a duty to provide support for an indignant spouse, minor child, or children. Any person who is 18 years of age or older residing in the state, having in the state a parent who's destitute of means of substance.
So she is just reading something out and, of course, not explaining what it is because she can't even she doesn't even know what prima facie is. And 2, she's not comprehending what she's saying.
It's basically a felony for flagrant. So she owes a lot of money. and she still owes money on it. Cece does talk to Charlotte because Charlotte, and I've heard her say on her channel, I watched one video where she talked about me, and she said that she loved Charlotte.
So just because you love somebody or love watching somebody's channel doesn't... Oh, dear me.
Yeah. But it's not paying child support for a long period of time. And she lost indigent. I'm sorry. No, it says indigent spouse. I'm sorry, indigent.
Really? Does she know what indigent spouse means?
Yes.
Someone else says we only care about Von and him making it. No one else is caring.
She's got a felony.
Oh. Hate to tell you, Katie Joy, but there are prisoners that do podcasts in prison, and there are prisoners that earn money in prison doing work. I bet you Josh Duggar is earning money in prison and sending it home to his family. Just because you've broken the law, you've done something wrong, it doesn't stop you from earning money.
My DUI is from 2003. It was a misdemeanor, and I didn't hurt anyone. I completed all of my classes. I successfully completed everything.
Right on.
Okay? I've never been accused.
So the fact that she didn't hurt anyone is something to be proud of? Is that what she just said? I didn't hurt anyone?
Of not paying for my child. I've never lost custody of my child, and I don't have a felony. But she loves to criticize my parenting. That's the point. She loves to go after my parenting.
Wow. I'm sorry, drink driving is horrible, and it's disgusting in my opinion. Drink driving, and it's not. It should not be about the fact you didn't hurt anyone. Because it's not anything to be proud of at all. At all.
She pulls every single one of... Okay, so you know how I found out that information? I looked up court records.
Now, to know court records, you actually have to know somebody's full name. Now, as far as I know, Charlotte doesn't have her full name out there, so she's had to have gone digging, correct? Doesn't she have to go digging for that information? She would have to know what state she lives in. She would have to know a fair amount of stuff about her to be able to get the information. So there's been digging going on. So, I'm so glad I live in Australia, because you just cannot pull people's records like that. there are stuff that's private, and that's all private information in Australia. The only people that can get them are law enforcement. And so when you get a job, you have to have a police check. It will appear on police checks, but you just can't go in and get somebody's legal police history.
She has published court records for my lawsuits on her channel and on her Facebook. So is it any different than me saying, well, this is what's in her record, and she has more?
Oh, she has more. Oh.
DUI is from 20 years ago. I did not hurt anyone. I have not had a repeat. I made a humongous mistake.
Humongous? Well, actually, don't you have to get in the car now to... Oh, dear.
And I'm so grateful I did not hurt anyone. I have not had a ticket since.
You don't leave the house.
I pay my taxes.
You don't leave the house.
I don't have felony charges and convictions for not paying for children.
For children, she only has one. I'm not bad because she's worse. Yeah, I know. Same thing is, yeah. That's what she's saying. She's saying, hey, I had a DUI, but she's worse. Vidandra, that's what I like. Yeah, I think, it's that stuff should be off, you can't, you can't just pull up people's stuff to hold it against them. And in a lot of cases, if your criminal record has nothing to do with the job you're going for. So, for example, she wouldn't be able to get a driving job in Australia because she once had a DUI. It would appear, it doesn't matter how long ago it was, it will appear. Those things don't necessarily disappear unless it's a spent conviction, and they say that, after time it disappears off your record, but some of them aren't. But, she wouldn't be able, so unless sometimes they'll say if it's related to the job that you're going for, then you can't, it will be held against you. So in Australia, she might not be able to drive because of the fact, get a driving job because of the DUI.
I haven't lost my children.
You only have one child. What does she mean, children? Gee, oh.
And I don't talk about her kids. Yes, 20 years ago, I made a humongous mistake.
I wish you'd learn how to speak properly. That's all I can say, because I tell you what, her voice...
You've heard like a video where he got yelled at. Britney Spears yelled at her kids. You want to have her arrested?
Isn't that interesting that she's never denied? She's like, normally she denies the fact that he got yelled at. She hasn't done it that time. She just said, Britney Spears yelled at her kids. Wow.
I admit it. I acknowledge it. And you guys, I've never hidden it from anyone. I don't have anything to hide. I was 23 years old or 24 years old. I made a huge mistake, and I'm grateful I didn't hurt anyone. Haven't had a ticket since. how is that relevant to fraud?
No one's talking about what does Charlotte's conviction have to do with fraud? Seriously.
That's how I was. She says I had one. She said she had one in October 2003, and she's never driven drunk since. Nora Lynn says she yelled at her kids yesterday. I mean, and if she's going to bring up, like, yelling at my son, that literally, my son yells, he's got autism.
Oh, here we go again. But they're not talking about your son yelling. They're not talking about your son yelling.
I can actually get expunged it's from the state of California, and I can have it expunged. I just don't live there anymore. Dawn says she yelled at her child an hour ago.
No one is getting the point.
I think most parents lose their cool every once. Rebecca says she still yells at her grown kids. I will always own up to my own actions. And I won't be, like, I'm not going to use it as, like, a sympathy card. Like, feel bad for me for doing this, because
Well, what are you doing now?
I feel terrible it happened, and I feel terrible that I did it. And I'm so glad I didn't hurt anyone. And I didn't hurt anyone.
And that makes it all right then in her mind.
So the mistakes in the past that I've brought up, like, happened this year, or someone's still on probation, or it's a theft or fraud charge. Really, that's why I brought those up. Okay.
Really?
I'm 29 and...
It doesn't mean, people do stupid things all the time. It doesn't mean that they're bad people at all. And they make mistakes. And I don't know why she wants everybody to forgive her mistakes, but nobody else can be forgiven for any of their little mistakes.
Yeah. Anyways, regardless, I hope she enjoyed her deep dive into me, and that's wonderful. Maybe I should do a deep dive into her. Bones and skeletons I would find in her closet.
Really? But what if someone says CC is a corn chip? It's just but here's the problem. What if she didn't find anything? Oh, Fallon, Billy Martin, hello, Billy. But what if she didn't find anything in CC's history? Isn't CC's husband a police officer anyway?
CC. That's a corn. I don't know what that means.
So it says someone writes CC is a corn chip and she doesn't know what it means.
Is that a kind of brand of something?
I have no doubt Vedandra, she's probably gone looking. You're right. That's what I think too. She would have blasted it if she'd found anything. You are correct. Oh, another stupid ad.
Me to yell. They want me to yell. They want me to yell, and I'm not going to yell.
What's that? What's all that for?
Okay, I don't have an interest in yelling at any of you guys. I will answer your questions, but I'm not going to yell at you guys. You are. It's like a Dorito. Oh, okay. It's like a Dorito, she says. I've never heard of that.
Maybe if you got out more, you might.
I doubt it. I don't think she's a fair person. I actually had to deal with her, and I found her not fair. Okay.
It says someone says she went so easy on her dive and made no claims other than stating opinions. It was a shallow dive.
There's nothing in there that will be brand new. They've tried to cancel me over all of these claims for years. Well, she probably got a letter from my attorney.
That's funny. Having uni go after Molly is going to help her. Yeah. There has to be a reason for why. It's interesting because CC also had her deep dive lawyer approved, and there was nothing in there that was even anything that can be used against her, in my opinion.
You think the person on the recording is Taya?
Oh, she's still outing people.
I don't know. What's her name? You said Taya Simone?
Really? Oh, if KJ doesn't stop talking, I guarantee you Ceci will do a part 2, probably.
Is that who you think it is? Is she like on Facebook?
There she is doing a deep dive. Interesting. It says, okay, question. Last night, Uni Rock said he had some important info but wasn't going to release it. He said he would wait until another creator would release it. Katie, I'm waiting.
Well, I think you have a duty to, if you guys think it's funny to like ditch out on child support and you think it's funny to not support your children, I find that actually super weird, period. That's just ridiculous. It's not a funny, laughing matter. And to leave your children in such a dire situation that it's flagrant and they're in a destitute situation as a result, that's horrible.
She's only using flagrant because that's the word that was used in the court.
And she lost custody of her kids and lost rights to her kids. And if that person has all of that in their background and are currently on probation, what right do they have to criticize my parenting? Taya Simone, is she a paparazzi salesperson?
So she's now doxing somebody. Well, sorry, she's calling somebody out. I don't know who the person is, but she's just, again, could be getting somebody innocent in trouble.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Oh, it kind of sounds like her.
Oh! So now she's just put somebody. So Taya Simone is a content creator. Taya is a YouTube that covered Drayton Bond and now Cage. Okay. So she's just outing that person though, but now she's sort of implying that she's that paparazzi. I don't know. As I said, I don't know. But for somebody that didn't want to be outed, she's outing somebody. Oh, did she? I'll have to try and have a look at it. I'll have to try and look it up. Okay.
Is that her? Oh my God. And you know what's weird is that her?
Taya has been for that cage. Yeah, probably. But so she said that the person said that once they had sorted out their financial situation, they would be happy to come out in their real name. Until then, it had to be kept quiet. And here she is on a live stream trying to work out who it is. How rude. How rude. In my opinion.
Oh, no, she's not in paparazzi. I don't think it's her. She's not a paparazzi consultant. Nope.
But yet she said, oh, it sounds like her. That's almost a given.
It's not her. She's not a paparazzi consultant. This person's a paparazzi consultant.
So there you go.
It is fair to bring up her past, Rebecca. Goodbye.
Oh!
You defend.
Wow.
Did her. Okay. Charlotte is a felon, and Charlotte owes money, and Charlotte is lost custody of her kids, and Charlotte has no right to criticize my parenting. Okay.
I don't know whether she will, but I think, somebody may. It wouldn't surprise me.
someone asked about what Uni was talking about last night on someone. Oh, I think he was talking about the dad, maybe. I don't know. He doesn't like to talk about that kind of stuff. Again,
when did Uni and KJ make up again? I thought they weren't having anything to do with each other. They're like always. It's like they're on again, off again.
Charlotte's stuff is from 2016 and she's still on probation. So it's not really from 30 years ago. But okay, Josephine, Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte. I'm sure you're going to make 20 videos about this.
Who's triggered?
Letitia's record? I didn't think that.
Did they kissed and made up Billy this past week? Wow. It's pretty sad.
How do I get the main post that you're responding to here? You're a spiteful.
I believe KJ was in his stream. He said he wasn't on Justin wasn't Charlotte. He said he wasn't on KJ's payroll. It's funny. It's funny that he had to point that out, isn't it?
They all come in like droves. They're so cute. Where is that comment though? Your apologies. She's nothing. I don't know how I get this.
Yeah, she doesn't like comments. If she doesn't like you, like your comment, you go on.
You're late to the class. Hi. Well, Charlotte's been pulling my records for years, so you know. Yes.
So essentially,
you're late to the class. So we talked about.
So essentially, she's saying that because Charlotte's talking about her current situation, which I might add is civil cases, not criminal cases, civil cases, that it's okay for her to do it back to Charlotte. I mean, that could be deemed as malicious. What do you think? Could you say that was malicious?
Josh Duggar's. We talked about Josh Duggar's computer. Yeah. Okay, yes, I do have an update on Dre. I actually forgot to tell you guys this. Okay, so her child custody case is Cece, I want nothing to do with you. You're listening to garbage people, and I don't find you an interesting human being. Goodbye. And stop trying to use my name to gain clout and to take subscribers from me.
And then someone else has just said, I just watched it, Cece. It was amazing. I didn't see her. I mean, obviously she doesn't appear in here because she's blocked her. I just watched it, Cece. It was amazing.
If that was your goal, get 5, maybe 100. If you try to like make your life based upon me, that's just sad. Why don't you see?
So CC, your video is boring. Just regurgitate the same stuff we've already seen.
Do a deep dive into Molly. She'll give you lots of work. And you're not a fair human being. In fact, you're deplorable. My haters don't like it when I use that word, but I found your engagement and your egging me on and the bullying just to and you added no new comment.
Oh, she called it. She's bullying her. Really? Really?
Cece, I want nothing to do with you. You're listening to garbage people, and I don't find you an interesting human being. Goodbye. And stop trying to use my name to gain clout and to take subscribers from me. If that was your goal, Cece, I'm sure you'll get 5, maybe 100. If you try to like make your life based upon me, that's just sad. Why don't you, Cece, do a deep dive into Molly?
She's doing. Oh, this is on Facebook, so
she'll give you lots of work. And you're not a fair human being. In fact, you're deplorable. My haters don't like it when I use that word, but I found your engagement and your egging me on and the bullying just disgusting. And you added no new commentary. You're just a joke, Cece.
With the smile on her face. And the fact that she didn't actually watch the video, she's got no idea.
Talking about me. Is it because my page is bigger than yours? Is it because I have 246,000 subscribers and you don't? Like, what's the point? Is it because I cover something that you do? Because I don't. Is it because you like Charlotte, who's a felon? That's cool.
Someone's written here, she talks about you because she can't be you.
I'm not deflecting. Molly's a literal like criminal. She's done like criminal things in the past.
So now she's actually deflecting, yes, because now she's saying I'm not a criminal, but Molly is. You need to go follow Molly. She's deflecting.
But Molly has way more than me. Hello. Gregory just keeps saying that it's a corn chip. I don't know why. I don't buy subscribers. You can actually lose your channel for doing that. I don't have a criminal record with a felony for flagrant non-support.
And there we go. She loves that word.
I also don't have embezzlement in my history from a stripper. You know, I didn't trespass on Summerwell's Pam.
So it says, don't look at what I do. Look at others is deflection.
I didn't take a video of a child in a church. I didn't put a dirty laundry basket outside of the laundry's home. I didn't degrade the Petito family by saying the Moab police didn't do anything wrong.
But she made lots of money off them.
And that their lawsuit is stupid. Why does my life concern Cece's?
Oh dear, it's affected her, didn't it? Why are you comparing other creators? Why are you comparing yourself to other creators? I agree with that. Once a felon, always a felon. And don't forget, she called Dre a you know what?
Like, who steals money from a stripper? Yeah.
Then a reporter's record, is that supposed to make him less credible or make your one issue less important and you more credible? That's a good question, isn't it? And then it says, so did you watch the video?
I comparing other creators. Why are they making videos on me? I know. Oh yeah, she degraded Shanann Watts. She went after Shanann Watts' family. I have a lot of haters. I do.
And then turned around and said she didn't say, oh, that doesn't surprise me.
I don't know.
Someone,
I'd say the Watts case is pretty gross.
This person says, I didn't know you, but just typed in your name. A lot of videos hate you. All of you ask, why does she do this or that? Why do you think that she doesn't have the right to defend herself? Well, you can defend yourself without putting other people down, you know.
I don't trust people that have fraud in their history. I just don't. I feel like once you start stealing and you can lie that easily, I don't know, it's hard for me to trust anyone that does that. Yeah, the Summer Wells case.
And again, were they actually convictions or were they allegations not proven?
I do have more that like me. That's true. If I wasn't relevant, Cece wouldn't even talk about me. I mean, really. It's boring. I'll never make a video about her.
She just said she was going to do it. She would do a deep dive. The reason why she wouldn't make a video about her is because not another stupid ad, is that she knows that there's nothing there.
I don't know if she was really an escort, and frankly, I don't really care. Like, honestly. Okay, so let's talk about the Dre stuff that I didn't get to tell you guys about. Okay, so here's what's going on. She filed a motion for her custody case, and...
Ma'am. Hang on.
And she...
Hang on. There's a person here. It says, I did watch Cece's shallow dive. To be honest, all it did was hurt her credibility as far as only looking at the facts like she claims. Yeah, she only looked at...
of time. But here's the caveat, y'all. In court cases like that, in order for a motion to go before the judge, she can't just put it to the court. So she can't just file a motion to the court without serving it on the opposing party. So she has a duty in the court to serve her motion. So she has to serve him.
Now have a listen to this, because her she's tried to serve the companies in the Chrysler case, and they've all been returned as they've been wrong addresses. So they haven't been served.
For the motion for the extension of time. She has not served the stepfather or the ex-husband for the motion to extend time. So at this point, the trial or the hearing date is still the same in October. I think it's October 6th. And they've been attempting to serve her, but have been unsuccessful. But she did file a motion. So that would be an acknowledgement to the court that she knows about the situation, even though they haven't been able to serve her. So it should be able to move forward regardless. And they've taken all the necessary steps to serve her multiple times. So at this point, it's unlikely, because if she were to serve him for that motion, then they would be able to serve her. So I don't know if she's going to want to do that. I don't want to cover any more influencers, to be honest. So she showed up the day of the hearing, but she filed the motion after it was over. But it had already been continued by the time she showed up. So she would have to serve them. So right now the court hearing is still set for October 6th. I don't know. She did show up though. She did show up to court because she filed that at the courthouse that day. It was handwritten motion. No. No, they had already continued it by the time because she had to be served.
Someone's put same as Chrisley.
Well, by the time she showed up, it had already been continued because she wasn't served. She didn't show up because she wasn't served. She showed up to the courthouse and filed a motion the day of the hearing. It doesn't. Because you have to be served with the papers by the people that filed the documents. Process servers don't just follow people around. That's not how it works. We know nothing about bond status. So that's the details about the custody case. It's not that she's not hiding. She still hasn't been served. So there's that.
That was
7 people that are adults in a house.
She just got a message.
No, she eats mangoes too. Because they weren't there when she was at the courthouse because the day had already been continued. So she wasn't served at the courthouse because the clerk can't serve her. Okay? The people that file it have to serve her, and they weren't there because the date had already been continued by the time she showed up. She showed up, but the hearing by the time she showed up had already been continued. She came after the fact, after it was continued. All right, I have to go. That makes sense. Yeah, the clerk can't serve her.
Billy said she's wrong. I thought they could. I mean, they could in Australia if you turned up to file a document and they've gone to the court file and seen that you've got it. I'm sure they can do that. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
She's not trying to serve the ex-husband. She doesn't have an attorney in that case, she says. And she does still have the kids. Yes. The children have not been moved.
But she's showing up to file the motion. She was served. I thought so too, Billy, but
It's not a typical practice for process servers to follow people. You have to pay them a lot. Yeah, CPS has not taken the children.
in fact, they can sometimes they can post it by registered mail as well.
They have hired she could hire a process server, but Dre doesn't have an attorney. She doesn't have an attorney. So she's probably not.
Well, if she's filed a motion, she doesn't have an attorney. She needs to serve it on the other party, and therefore she can hire a process attorney. Oh, she's not getting it.
Not going to try to serve them.
Oh, she doesn't have an attorney, so she can't serve them. What load of garbage is that?
Because then she would get served herself. Yeah.
Well, then it's just a stupid motion.
Yeah, I'm not going to cover that other woman. I don't want to cover any more influencers on Facebook at all. So I have to go, you guys. I've got a child to put to bed. Good night.
Bye-bye. So that was the Facebook Live from yesterday. Yeah, all right, nick off. Anyway, we're not going to have time to look at anything else because it's just so full on. But I wanted to show you. So I found there are all these groups. I typed in that when I typed in without a crystal ball. There's this one. So public group. Then there's the Blocked by Katie group. Why does these keep popping up? I'm part of the club now. I got blocked. So anyway, so there's another group. So there's the Blocked by Katie Joy. That one 105 members. This one's got 201 members. So if you're on the Facebook and you're looking for communities to join, there's those two there. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. This was a really long live. I haven't done one of these for ages. So thank you for joining me, and I hope that I will catch you again soon and we can chat again. Make sure that always you check everything. Make sure you check. Don't take my opinions as facts. Make sure you do your own research, and I will catch you next time. Look after yourself. Bye for now.